started with our youth panel this morning. It's building youth power, and so that's the session that you were thinking you were attending, then you're in the right room. If not, feel free to get up and move to the right session. We're glad to have you here this morning. I'm going to introduce Roosevelt Neely, who is here and going to introduce our panel. He's with the Prevention Institute. Roosevelt.
Thank you, Vicky. I'm going to use my big voice. I think we might should be better off turning off the AC. Would anyone else agree?
Yes. It's over here.
Unfortunately, we want to make sure everyone stays awake, myself included, so I think we have to keep some. But yes, I would like to introduce Destiny and Bryan. They're going to be our panelists for today. And they're also going to lead us in an exercise, tell you more about themselves and do all that great stuff. So I won't steal their thunder at all, but just to let you know, they're going to start us off with an icebreaker. And today's session is going to be interactive. So if you have questions, if things come up, if you aren't sure where we're going or just want to know more, please feel free to reach out and ask them. And they're more than happy to explain and just give you all the detail that you might need. And this is also Lanisha. She's going to be joining us, just especially when we break into more of that panel discussion after their after their exercise. So please, if you can't hear, as Vicky said, please move forward. We don't have microphones in this room. Thank you all so much for joining us. And there's also a sign-in sheet going around. Even if you weren't supposed to be in here, we will allow you to stay. 6 people just confess. But we'll allow you to stay. But thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing this morning? Good. So we're more personal.
What she was saying is we're a little more personal with our touch. So we're going to spend a couple of minutes up here in the front before we sit down and get into the actual discussion. Like Roosevelt said, my name is Bryan Cooksey, and this is Destiny Richardson. We work for the Houston Health Department as peer wellness specialists. And before we get into our intro, we're going to start off with the icebreaker. The icebreaker is called Coin Pocket. So Coin Pocket.
Coin pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it kind of works like this. For the people that are in the back that are sitting by yourselves, if you can kind of come up and fill in the seats so you can have a team to participate with, that'd be wonderful.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to group you guys. You can really stay where you are. You can turn behind you or work with the people in front of you. It's really up to you. And you're going to take this items that you may have in your pocket or in your purse, and you're going to use these items to create a logo that symbolizes something of value to you and your teammates. So this is going to help us kind of break the ice, kind of get to know what's important to us, because that's our
Main focus.
Yeah, pretty much when we work with our kids, that's our main focus. What's important to them, what are their values, and we work based off of that. So if you guys can do that for me, that would be wonderful. I'll give you guys like 5 minutes.
So now what we're going to do is each group is going to pick a representative to stand up and explain your logo and why you all formed it the way you formed it. All righty, would anyone like to go first?
All right. So you guys can't see that back where y'all see, because we see that. So we have a cell phone in the middle, central. Because no matter where they go, they're going to have that phone, whether it's charged or dead, they got it. Right? So, that's true. On and out, they got it. We also connected the charger, which was in my purse, the charger to surround the cell phone as the network. So we put the Christ bracelet, my church bracelet at the top, which a lot of times youth don't understand the importance of Christ or any religion, because it's usually made or forced upon them, so it kind of drops off when they become adults. So we need for them to remember that some kind of leadership, whether it be any religion, whatever, they need to put it into their network of things. The lip gloss is a symbol of the beauty, looking at themselves, empowering themselves, building themselves up. We also put out the junk food, which is the candy. Okay? So a lot of times we don't have youth that just want into help. They start out here, but eventually they grow into being healthy individuals, and they add apples and they become vegans. But they need to also understand that physical health is not just the overall of everything. So then we need to them to understand that mental health is also important. So making sure that they're mentally stable at all times. That's why we have the prescription, which also happens to the put some medication. And at the end of our chart, we have keys, which consist of car keys, house keys, gas keys, storage keys, and these are what we need them to be. We need them to be responsible individuals to one day get to have their own house, affordable housing, their own car where they have paid it off. Gas keys, and any other keys that links to their life. Okay, that's our simple.
Well, they did it all.
Oh my God, any more volunteers?
So our group had a barrette and a Lifesavers mint and some Venti lip stain. So we feel like our youth brings a really fresh approach and a fresh way of looking at things. We feel like our youth is fearless like Rihanna. And for the clip, we feel like our youth can really hold, is what holds a community together in the same way that a barrette holds your hair out your face.
This is our logo. We apparently don't carry much in our pockets compared to some of you guys, but we all had IDs. And so the group decided that identity is a big part of our value system. I just happened to notice that each face was different though within our group. So diversity is a huge part of my value system. I value diversity. So that's just me though. But our group, it's all about identity. So we all threw in our IDs.
All right. Brought up the keys. They are key to the future. It's all about having fun with Chuck E. Cheese cars and everything. Cell phone, the most important part of their life, which has replaced the pen, and which gives us a moment to think about that what's happening next if the phone is replaced by this device. And then of course they give a lot of importance to money because everything they want is branded. Everything they want is quantity, not what the quality and meaning behind it.
We all walk down the cell phone because there's the days of cell phone. And that's meaning that when we come down, not from the northeast section of Texas, northeast, this is south, the northeast is south. So this is what we know the history of that. But what we do have, we talked about having a cell phone, and she got birds of the day, got lips, she got sanitary, right? And she's dealing with the community health environment. And I'll deal with the youth itself, and they ought to go hand in hand. Part of our reading is what do we have in common, commonality, on that. Commonality will be gender neutral, and we also will be age neutral, whatnot. Just in that because as kids, the kids have grown to be adults. And we don't talk about competition now, the community takes them now, that they need to be grown, big adult to make useful and well-known decisions and whatnot. We still have to be healthy and wise to do that. And by utilizing the community health base in conjunction with trying to feed the young mind, that's what we're going to focus on, feeding the mind. If we feed the mind, then the body will follow.
We had a couple things in our bags, and we look at ourselves as servant leaders. So my friend Jasmine had a book that was important that says Counseling Today. And as a servant leader, we all have to be good listeners to be able to serve our clientele. As we're serving our clientele, I brought out a presentation remote because when we present to our people, our clientele, we have to represent well and go out and do a good job of that. We also do that. We have a charger to stay energized because if we're not energized, we can't empower our people that we serve. And then the last one, I had this in my office, my bag to take to my office, is stress relief lotion to minimize not only our stresses, but to give the clients what they need to minimize their stresses as well.
Good morning, everybody. We weren't able to lift ours up, but we did a heart. So this is the top of the heart, and then we had some coins going down on the side. The heart obviously represents love, and all three of us work with the youth population. So we know that in order to appropriately connect with youth, you gotta love them. And they can see a mile away if that love does not exist. So loving who they are, loving what they care about, loving them through a situation. All of those are important areas. So our logo is love.
Guys, for your openness and your willingness to participate in this activity. I know sometimes icebreakers can be a little nerve-wracking. You gotta talk to the person next to you. You know, we all don't get down like that. But so thank you guys. Thank you. And what you guys said matters. And I'm so happy that you guys are in our room because what you guys value is exactly what we value. And it's what we bring to the schools that we work in. So thank you guys. Hello everyone. I'm going to stand up so my voice can project to the back. My name is Walker, and I am actually one of the supervisors for the Peer Wellness Specialist with the Houston Health Department. So when we started this program, I'm going to kind of give a little background about specifically what Destiny and Bryan do at the Health Department. We started the program in 2013 with a funding from the Hogg Foundation. And for that, it was a planning grant. So it was 1 year of planning this program that we now know as the Peer Wellness Specialist Training. So there were organizations involved from throughout Houston. There were parents of young people with lived mental health and substance use experience. And then there were also youth who also had that lived experience a part of this planning. And through that, there was a training developed for young people ages 14 through 24 who have lived experience with mental health and substance use. They then went through a training class, which made them certified peer wellness specialists, and that these two lovely people here serve us right now. We have trained a total of 21 peer wellness specialists throughout the city of Houston, who are now working within different organizations throughout the city. So we have some at Disability Rights, we had some at the Hayes Center, Communities in Schools, Family Services Houston, thank you. So we have peer wellness specialists all throughout Houston who are working to make a difference in their peers' lives and also the families, because that was really important to our program, integrating the family and having that support system for them as well. And so now the role has kind of changed, so that with that grant we had that funding for 5 years. So we are now going into year 6. And in year 6, their role has kind of changed. So they are now in schools in the HISD school district, as well as charter schools in the Sunnyside, South Park neighborhood. So Bryan and Destiny actually go into the schools, as well as 4 other peer wellness specialists, and they do individual mentoring, they do group mentoring, they do webinars, they do workshops. And all those things are focused on helping young people with coping skills, helping young people understand mental health, and understand the transition that they have going on in life from either middle school to high school or from high school to college. Am I missing anything, guys? All right. So as of today, from July, which is our year start for our program, to the end of September, they have served 227 young people in HISD schools. My name is Destiny Richardson. You guys forgot that quickly. And so I started with the Peer Wellness Specialist training almost 4 years ago. Well, actually a little over 4 years ago. I was 18 when I started. I'm 23 now. Oh, There's a lot of growth. I mean, she knew me when I was 17. So I was hard to handle. I'm gonna tell you guys about the training because I was part of the first cohort. So it was the very first class to graduate. So it was also the very first class of youth peer wellness specialists in the Houston area. I say Texas, but I'm just saying Houston to say. So the training was almost 2 months long, and it was rigorous, you guys. Like, I had to unpack so much baggage before I could even start the training. They had to teach me so much about wellness, self-care, and taking care of myself and my own mental health before they can even begin to start teaching me to how to mentor other youth dealing with the things that I was still currently going through at that time. And so it was hard learning 2 things at once. But I had an amazing support system, and through the training, we learned building a wellness toolkit, coping skills. What can I do, and what can I teach my mentees to do in these stressful situations, whether it be school, work, home, or just, in extracurricular activities. And it was amazing. Sorry, it was great. And so yeah, I graduated with the program within 2 months, and then after that, I had to get 500 hours of service hours before I could sit for the test. So that took me about 6 months. And so with that, I was going to schools, I was learning mentoring, we were still doing some pretty much maintenance training kind of on the weekends, and eventually I was able to sit for my test, and I passed, and I became the first youth peer recovery specialist in Houston. Outside of that, I'm also a student at Texas Southern University. I'm studying social work. What am I talking about? Okay, so I study social work. I plan on going to Thurgood Marshall Law School, and I want to specialize in policy, mental health law, and advocacy. So that is a little bit about me. Here's my wonderful colleague.
I would like to apologize for our standing. We're working with kids, so we're not used to sitting at the panel, like in front of a panel talking, so that's why we keep standing up, if you were wondering. But like Destiny said, my name is Bryan. I started about 3 years ago, at the age of 20. I'm 23 now. Okay, yeah. I also go to Texas Southern University. I'm a graduating senior. December 14th at 9:30 a.m. Just to throw that out there. I am graduating with a BA in journalism with a concentration in public relations and advertisement. My goal is to go and get my master's in adult education. Because working with the program and then working with different organizations on my campus at school, I've learned and love to deal with students. Like I like dealing with peers. I really enjoy getting to the knit and grit of why certain kids act certain ways in and outside of the school. I love being involved with students just because I know the impact that it had on me when I was growing up, so I want to make sure I can give that back. So that's why I'm going to get my master's in adult education. Back with the peer wellness specialist. Myself and Destiny, we work at 4 different schools. Like Alicia said, we work with the HISD district. Within those schools, a little bit about what we do, how we started off today with the icebreaker to one, get you all to speak, wake you up a little bit, interact with neighbors that you may have not known already. It's just a little bit of what we do when we go into the schools and speak to our students, whether it's 2 students or it's 20 students. We usually deal with both male and females through middle school and high school, particularly high school, and we just deal with them on a social level inside and outside of school. We've worked and gotten students into college as well. We've worked to help students get jobs during the summer, whether it was with the City of Houston internships or just working at their local grocery store. So that has been a fun ride for us. I enjoy it, especially when we get to talk to the students, just because a lot of the teachers, I was about to say professors, I'm sorry. A lot of the teachers that we interact with have told, even principals have said that we've done some outstanding work with the students. We've been able to help turn around students, not only with their attitudes, but just their work ethic as far as going to class, doing the work, being more engaged with the teacher and the lessons and not just showing up because they have to show up.
Okay, so as mentors,
We gonna stand up, I'm sorry.
as mentors, we value health, we value education, we value advocacy. And when I say health, I mean health and wellness. I mean social health, physical health, mental health. We deal with so many things. So with that, we do a lot of group
Mentoring?
yeah, we do a lot of group mentoring, and we do individual mentoring. Our group mentoring, we choose those students based off of their needs. And if there's a common need, then we'll put those kids together, and there's a safe space for those students within the school to come together and relate to each other and build empathy for each other. Because that's another thing that we believe, that empathy can be taught. Everybody's not born with empathy, and just because they're not born able to empathize does not mean we should exclude them. Empathy can be taught, and so we put these kids together in a room full of students like them, that feels like them, and we talk, and we're vulnerable, and we put it all out on the table, and we trust each other to keep what we say in the room. Now, for we have other students with more specialized needs, and for those students, we do individual services. And so those would be we have kids with intellectual disabilities who's not comfortable in groups yet. And we have students who have more so needs that they don't feel comfortable talking about in front of their peers, because as we know, school can get a little rough. So we want to cater to all those students, and then as they grow within the program, then they're able to join group counseling and group mentoring if they choose to. And this is also amazing because with us being peer mentors, they do want to become peer mentors. They want to train. They want to be able to take what they've learned and give it back to the next student. And it's really like an iron sharpening iron, cycle. Because our supervisors help sharpen us. They help build us. They help us build a lot of baggage that we have. And with that, and when I say they help us, I mean they really help us. We do wellness checks every week. So it's we literally have a therapist that we go sit down and we talk to, and she makes sure we're well before we go out. And and that's a responsibility. If your organization chooses to hire you, you have to understand that is a responsibility. Because as when we got our first grant, Ms. Hogg, thank you, I appreciate it. And but out of all those organizations, we are still one of the only organizations to still have our youth employees on board. And so when I say we value youth voice, that means in and out the boardroom. Not just youth voice as clients, but respect youth voice when it's coming from us. Like as a panel, we're talking to you. We're telling you what's going on. We're telling you what we need, and you have to be willing to listen. And so we have to learn that as well, because we're youth to you guys, but then we're adults to our kids. Yeah, we're adults to the kids. Yeah, they think he's 40. I know. We're like auntie and uncle, basically. I was like, wow, I can be a sister.
3, 4, 5 years old. But just more information about us. Last year, we had a couple of students that, friends, can't tell you all her name, but we had a student that went to one of the schools that we worked with. She had over 37 referrals of being whether suspended, in-school suspension, detention, basically wasn't being able to go to class. This was her senior year. With her being in our program and having such good experience with us and having us to speak on her behalf. We were able to help her get back into her classes, and she graduated on time and got accepted into Lamar University.
The best part is she did not just graduate. She went from 37 referrals to 3 referrals.
Oh, wow.
That is a jump. And you know, you only get that by putting in the footwork. You have to put in the groundwork. You can't, we don't just, it's like, it's all day, you know? We don't just go home and say, okay, I'm just gonna leave that there and worry about it tomorrow at 8. No, we go home, we look up resources. We help these kids pretty much figure out who it is that they want to be, and we help them build a path. They forge their own path. We help them put it together and build a plan to help them succeed and get to the next level. And you don't have to want to go to college. You don't have to want to go to technical school. You don't have to want to go down the mainstream path. You can build your own, and that's what we let these kids know. Just a few weeks ago, one of our students was able to tour her first cosmetology school, and she was graduating this year, and we helped her forge questions to ask the schools, you know, so she can pick the right choice and not just the first choice. That's what I did.
And just quickly before we start the question and answer portion, one thing that they are telling you guys is about their work within the schools and in the communities. But as I mentioned before, they are actually employees of the Cooksey Health Department. So throughout their tenure as career wellness specialists, they are also paid employees by the health department, which is great for building their resume, which is great for helping them because we know as college students, we were all broke college students. They are not broke college students because they have jobs. And so that is something that they focus on when working with their young people. It's like helping them to build goals, short-term, long-term goals, and focusing on what it is that they want to do. You don't have to know what you want to do in your far future, but being able to advocate for yourself is really important. And so as supervisors, we teach them to be able to advocate for themselves so that they can teach the young people, like, you have a voice. I know we've all probably heard the saying as kids, like, stay in a child's place. We don't believe in that because children are the ones who teach us. We learn from them. Young people teach us, and that's how we learn. So we want them to have a voice and to be able to use it, and to be able to use it in a powerful and in a thoughtful way so that it's intentional in everything that they do. So now, if you all have any questions for us,
my question is how should this be implemented in the school? So is it students who have a lot of referrals of the students that you work with, and how are the students selected, and also how do you select the schools that you work with, and how many are there, and
okay. Yes. So her question was, how many schools are we in? How are students chosen at those schools? And are we able to expand to more schools? Correct?
Okay. So as far as how we get the students, it really depends on the campus. Some campuses, the principal or social worker will refer students to us. Other campuses, we actually go inside the cafeteria or where we know most of the students will be at that time, and we set up a sign-up table, and we tell them about the program, and they sign up on their own. And so it really depends on the needs of that school. We have a few schools that really needs to focus on academics. So, you know, we talk more so about academics. Whereas another school, we have more students that deal with issues within the home. You know, some of these kids have children. Some of these kids have families to take care of. Some of these children have jobs. So it really depends on the campus and the needs of the student. And as far as how many students we get, with 2017 to the 2018 school year, we were able to work with 976 students between the, well, that was encounters, sorry. And then to 2018 and 2019, it was 1126. Yes, okay. 1126 encounters. I was tired.
But it was worth it. We worked with four schools. 3 high schools and 1 charter school that ranges from elementary all the way up to high school. But we worked with a little bit of the middle school and mainly the high school at that one. So.
And to answer your question about how can we expand, We can expand, but we are looking for funding right now. And so one of the HIC schools that we work with has actually implemented it with their principal into their school program to provide funding for 2 of our career wellness specialists so that they can be on their campus multiple days a week. So if you guys have money, yes, we can come. But we also can do workshops as well. So if you are interested in a mini version of our workshop, we can get in contact with you as well about that. And then,
Destiny, you mentioned earlier that your training is a 2-month program, is that correct? What methodology are you guys learning? Was it developed internally through the health department? Or are you using a methodology that's was brought in to teach you guys what you're doing?
So we couldn't really find a foundation during the planning period. So our curriculum was created by the people within the planning committee. And so our curriculum is our curriculum. No one else has it. And so with that, like I said, we focused on wellness of as a mentor, and then we focused on how we can advocate and teach wellness to the mentee as well. And so I'm a recovery coach. And so that means that I can aid and help those dealing with mental illness and substance abuse during their road to recovery.
I don't know if you have a program for family, parents, or community, because they are also really important factor in the youth in the growth.
So with the schools, we're able to actually participate in a lot of community events. So we are familiar with our principals, we're familiar with our staff, we're familiar with the parents of our students. We do different community events. Even conferences such as this, we're able to connect with other organizations. I personally was able to do a ride-along with HPD, HPD, Police Department, I'm sorry. And so I was able to do a trip with them right around the community, kind of understand the barriers between police and the community, and we actually was able to work with them on more community policing. And that's important because when our community is able to build trust within law enforcement, it really, really decreases the amount of incidents within the community. Oh, it's a lot.
she had a question in the page.
So, I'm with the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Houston, and so part of we service over 23 clubs within Houston, and most of our children are economically disadvantaged and minorities. And so, is this something that we could maybe bring you all to us during the summer months, or do you have a summer program? Because I understand you do this during the school year, but during the summer there is, what do they do other than?
So during the summer, we actually have a space at the Sunnyside Multi-Service Center, and it's called the Chill Spot. So it is an area that has video games, we have computers, we have a lot of different activities for young people. And so with that, you can come in, you can get snacks, just a safe space for young people. And that's mainly what we do during the summer. And we also go into the schools during summer school. But as far as starting a program with you all,
we would love to see if we can have that conversation.
Yes.
Because we do have we have Moorfield, which is
okay.
And then we also have a Texas Teen Club by Havard.
Mm-hmm.
And so we definitely want to bring that conversation to us because we do have a lot of teens. And one of the things that we're working on too with Rockwell, we've applied for funding. We're not sure we're going to get it, but we're trying to create a girls inspired, a middle school dropout prevention focused only on girls, and trying to keep them engaged and focused on, because it's sometimes we need our own space, right?
Yes. So yes, we can definitely have that conversation. We are open to doing programming in the summer. As I said, we have 6 career wellness specialists. So outside of Destiny and Bryan, there are 4 other people. So they won't be stretched thin, and we like to work all throughout the year.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
So, way in the back, your hand.
Sorry, can you talk louder? Can you repeat the question and then just talk louder so we can repeat it?
Okay. So her question was, are we able to, she's from the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Houston, and her question was, are we able to expand our program throughout the summer at her institution? And the answer to that is yes. we do programming throughout the summer. It is not our peer wellness specialist training, so let me make sure that that's clear. We're not training people to be peer wellness specialists over the summer, but we are actually working with the youth, with advocacy and with mental health and self-care. So yes, if anyone has that question, yes, we do provide summer programming.
All right, being an outside kid looking in, I'm not going to be always in the community, and I like what you're doing. How does one, is your workshop only localized? How can one join this workshop to become a peer well specialist? Because I see the need for that in Northeast Texas well. That's what I'm trying to get involved with. But then again, like I said, we are a unitary organization, so we have very knowledge, very minimal resources. We do it within ourselves. We don't have 10 members in our organization. We don't have an outside influence. One of my main reasons coming here, the importance of contact like this, to implement programs like this up in Northeast Texas there. And I'm sure you know what we're doing.
So we do offer the peer wellness specialist training. As far as, so we do offer the training. As far as outside of Houston, we have done what we call our mini training. So it's not the full 2-month curriculum, but it is a condensed curriculum. And we do offer that to organizations. And if you want, I can give you my contact information after we can talk about it.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? Thank you. What high schools are you guys currently at, and how do you assess the needs of the school?
So our schools that we go to right now is Sterling Aviation High School. Then we go to Worthing High School. We go to Provision Academy, and we also go to Jones Teacher Academy. Are you familiar with any of those schools? Okay, it's not the school I'm looking for, but it's okay.
Well, I go a little to the west to Madison.
Madison? That's where I graduated from. James Madison? Okay, so look, I'm trying. So if you talk to the principal, we could try to do something.
We'll exchange.
Yes, I've been trying. And so we assess the needs of the student through our either Lanisha or our other supervisor, Victor. He is usually our point of contact. They go speak to either the social worker on campus or the principal on campus. And we kind of figure out what's the needs of the students and what the school expects from us. And then we come back to they bring that back to the team, we debrief, and we kind of figure out, is it something that we're able to do? And then if it is, then we move forward with how they want us to select students and what key topics do they want us to focus on. But we also create our own lesson plans, and I just want to put that out there. If there's any teachers in here, that is a lot. So, I don't know, but we create our own lesson plans. So, although the schools will give us pretty much the topics and the needs, we create our own ways to implement it within the group. Does that answer your question? Okay, great. Any more?
Do you all like to engage with our students? Like, you mentioned the fact that when you all students graduated, like, you have to engage with our students, like, after?
Yes. So, and it's crazy.
The question is, are they engaged with their students after they graduate from high school?
And the answer to that is yes. So many of our students keep up with us, and we keep up with them. It's amazing. Just I think it was last month, we came across one of our graduates, and he was actually president. Yes, and okay. Yes.
We have some rules over there. But we had a student that we met during the summer when we were at, it was like a community.
It was at Worthing.
Yes.
So he was one of our graduates from Worthing, and he came back to the school, but he wasn't a student. He was actually president of his organization on his campus at school. And he goes to HBU, so he's the president of his organization that he created on his own. And it was so amazing because he was able to tell us how what he learned within the group was able to apply to college and how he was able to use what we taught him to get to where he is now.
And then we also have students that still attend the high schools because throughout the years, the coordinators or the counselors would like us to reach out to more than just the same students that we've had that year. So For instance, at one of the schools that we went to, we were just going to see how the new changes would be for this school year. We ran into a good 30 of our students that we've had in the past, and they were just, hey, y'all coming back, we miss you. Stuff like that. And that made us really happy just to see that our impact really did cause like a change, and it mattered to the students. And not only the students, some teachers are really eager to see us back at the schools just because it helped them foster a connection with their own students between us. Our connection with them helped them have a better connection. So.
And actually, we are like TSU advocates, so our turnaround, we be pushing you to TSU, so we might see them on campus. It's two right now at TSU, trying to get our numbers up, so bring them to us. So, does that answer your question? Great. Any more?
So, have you guys worked with or attempted to work with any like post-adjudicated youth? I know it's difficult to work with adjudicated youth, post-adjudicated youth, if they're not ready to be helped. But I'm just asking, like, have you guys tried to enter into that realm?
So, some students we do have that's on campus are, and so since we do most of our work within the schools, if they're in the schools, then yes, we're working with them. And so, we have one student who is actually on parole, and that's how our connection with that school became stronger because of this. We were able to sit with her and her PO and pretty much talk about the plan for school and how we plan on getting her to the next level, to graduation. So we really deal with a wide range of students. And there's some students who just need help with FAFSA, and there's some students who need help with resources just to get by day to day. And so we're open.
Okay, are y'all only in high schools?
No, we do middle schools as well, but we try to keep it 8th grade and above.
So our age range is 14 to 24 for the program, but we do have some schools where we offer other programming. It's not the Career Wellness Specialist programming, but we do offer programs to students who are in elementary school. But it's not the Career Wellness Specialist program, but we can connect after to talk about those programs.
What are some of the other, organizations that you are partnered with? As you when you mentioned the age range, you said 18 to 24?
14
to 24. And Sarah Jobs is one of the ones that comes to mind as far as providing resources to youth, especially transitioning from high school into adulthood or into whatever path fits them if it's not the traditional college route. So are there other organizations in Houston that you partner with in that transition?
The question is, are there other organizations that we partner with for
youth transitioning into
transition? Yes. And to answer that question, we have, as a health department, a plethora of resources. So whenever we have a community need, we work with people. So we have the actual summer jobs program through the health department, where young people then are connected to other resources. So even after they do the summer jobs program, then they are still connected to whatever community resource or organization that they're working with. So yes, we partner with anyone who fits our mission and is about empowering young people.
So regarding the age, so if you're starting with 14 years, do you still get the parental consent to get them enrolled into the program?
So the question was, since our starting age is 14, do we get parental consent for students to participate in our program? And the answer to that is our contracts are with the actual principals of the school. So when we sign up, we do an MOU and we have access to student information and access to students through that. So we don't technically need parent consent unless our social worker, our own team social worker, is going to do a session with those students, or if we're providing therapy services, because we do also connect students to therapy. So in that case, we would get consent, but just to participate in our program, you don't need consent. It's a campus initiative.
I know that you all spoke about as far as the schools and young students, but are there, and you don't have other directories, but are there opportunities for
we don't. Okay, so our question was, do we have peer wellness specialists who teach? Is it mentor in Spanish? Is that your question? So as of right now on our team, we have one peer wellness specialist who speaks Spanish, but he actually works on a different team. So he works in the Denver Harbor area of Houston, and he does offer services, but it is not the same mentoring program that the other 5 do. But if you would like a mentor session taught in Spanish, we do have access to interpreters and translation services, so we can also provide that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, and I know there's like a myriad of issues, but is there any, when you talk to students, all these students that you're dealing with, are there any like kind of glaring issues that seem to be commonalities between all of them, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so the question was, are there any glaring issues or commonalities that are seen with the young people that we work with?
Yes and no. So a few issues that pretty much are above, So a few issues that are pretty much across the board, just because of the environment that we're in, is just peer pressure. We have poverty and the stress of going to school and being at home, and it's just students are under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. There's obviously an increase in standardized testing. That adds a lot of pressure. There's a decrease in funding for extracurricular activities such as arts. We fund the sports, but we don't fund the arts. And a lot of these issues add a lot of stress. We're not giving the students an outlet. And so those little day-to-day issues become bigger issues. It becomes suffocating issues. And so, poverty, we have stress, we have mental health.
Related situations. And what helps it a little better for the students is when myself and Destiny and our other coworkers go in to the schools and we are able to talk to the students, because we do share that peer-to-peer situation, they're more at ease to actually go deep into the conversations with us. So pile on all of that's going on inside the school and around the school, then you also have students who are dealing with at-home issues where we have had some 8th graders who were the head of households for their younger siblings who are staying with their grandparents. We have kids who deal with, only having one parent in the household, but we're able to work with them on those types of situations. But it's just a lot more easier for us when we are able to talk to them on our own level, because we're not coming at them so strict and you do this for a grade, or you won't make it to the next level. It has nothing to do with your schoolwork. We're here to just let you release your energy out on us. And we're here to assess and help you cope with it in different forms of coping.
And so it's just, the family dynamic is very different from the traditional family dynamic that we're taught about, and we are taught to serve this traditional family dynamic. And the family dynamic has changed. We have mentees with kids. So how do I talk to a child about being a child when she's not a child? At this point, she's a parent. She has a child. He has a child. There's so it's just a plethora of issues. But those are some of our top, more like things.
Yes, back here.
Hi. So my question is about getting it door. For those of us who work within the city of Houston and working with HISD, we know that each campus individually, you alluded to it earlier, the principal's in charge of kind of who comes in, who comes out, what kind of programs are delivered. Just wondering if you have advice for those of us who work within the city, specifically with HISD, who has their own issues and their own internal things going on. Do you have any advice for advocating for well-being with the principals and delivering some of these programs? I know, for example, you were talking about this other high school you graduated from. Your advice was talk to your principal. How do we advocate for some of these services, or how do we try to deliver some of these things? So you have advice for talking to principals about this, and trying to get into the rapport with literacy very quick program?
So to kind of attack that question, part of our strategy when we work with schools is to get not only the principal involved, but the support staff as well. So that be your counselors, that be any staff that you have. I know some schools have like an in-school suspension coordinator or discipline coordinator. Getting with those people and finding out what are the most prevalent issues within your schools. So whether that be behavior, whether that be attendance, what focus is it that you feel or your school feels as a whole needs to work on? And then from there, what we do for our program, we actually offer a mini session to teachers. So kind of what Bryan and Vicky did this morning. We go into school in-services for teachers or before the school year starts when you all have your sessions. And we provide a mini lesson of what it is that we do. Just so that teachers can like see, build relationships with your students and with their families, because that's really important. It's connecting not only with the student, but with their families to find out what those needs are as well. Does that answer your question?
And so just to add to that, we also do some community services. They have community fairs within the high schools that we work in, and we go to those community fairs and we speak to the parents and we speak to the other organizations. Can you hear me? I know I speak a little low. And so we speak to the parents within the community when they're with their students, and we explain the program with the parents. We reach out to other community organizations that's at the fair. We exchange numbers and we exchange resources with them as well. So that helps, building that rapport and building that strength in numbers like we was talking about earlier in the meeting. And so if we all come knocking at your door, you can't really not answer,
So to add to your question, I don't work for HISD, nor am I speaking on behalf of them, but I'm a former health and PE teacher, and currently I work with Harris County Public Health and Healthy Living Matters, and we're a childhood obesity collaborative where we work with all the 21 ISDs in Harris County. And a good resource to start with are the SHACs, which are the School Health Advisory Councils. I know for HISD, they do have a SHAC that's led by Felicia Caesar White. And what they have either annually or biannually is a program review. And I've served on, myself and my counterpart Carr have served on that committee where the programs come in and they present to the committee. And based off of an evaluation matrix, we approve the program, and then once those programs are approved, it's cascaded down to the campus level. And so a lot of times with the principals, it's a lot easier if they have a list of pre-approved, pre-screened programs that have been approved. Then the process is a little more turnkey. Again, I'm not speaking on behalf of HISD, but that's just my experience. So definitely start or reach out to the SHAC in that district or any district, because all of this falls into that alignment with the School Health Advisory Council, and that may be a good step.
So I had a question for you guys on a personal level, since we are engaging with youth ourselves, since we have 2 youth in front of us. What are some of your personal challenges that you've had with being involved in this program, being so closely linked to kids who are maybe in situations that some of you guys may have faced, and so there's a personal connection there? Your personal experience with juggling work and college and family and social and all of this stuff. So lay it on us.
It's hard. But that's where that training, when I told you guys that they taught me how to care for myself in order for me to care for my mentors or my mentees. And so that's where a lot of that comes in. I build my wellness toolkits. I know when I'm stressed. I notice my triggers. I notice when it's time for me to either seek help or take the next step, And so personally, a few of my triggers is I have a history of mental health diagnosis myself. I live with them. I'm not defined by them, though. So when I first started the training, my diagnosis, I had PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And that's all I knew myself as. I had PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and that's it. During the program, I learned coping skills, and I I was able to connect in a way that was better than any way I connected with my therapist, or I had a wraparound specialist. I literally had a whole team in high school, and they were not able to break down the walls like my supervisors were able to break down my walls. And I had to rebuild myself up through that training. I had to redefine who I was during that training. And with that, I became stronger. And so when I go out to these schools, yes, I come across students who deal with the same stuff that I deal with. I cry with my students. I let my students know that it is okay, and it's gonna be okay. And today is not tomorrow. Today is today. And so with that, I'm taking one step at a time. We sit with our supervisors once a week. We do a wellness check personal, and then we do a wellness check as far as how we feel at work and at school. So they're very thorough. And again, I say, if you choose to hire youth, especially youth like us, then that is a responsibility. If you want us to be your employees, you must take care of your employees, because you get what you give. They gave us everything, and now we give it to our students, and we bring it back to our organization. And this is Mr. Busy. He's literally the president of pretty much every organization on TSU campus. So I'm gonna let y'all.
Just to piggyback off what Destiny has said, in the training we learn how to cope with a lot of things, and so in situations where we're mentoring students, we come across where things can get either emotional or it can, just go to a different level.
Triggering.
It can hit a trigger, and you just have to learn how to deviate from it and keep going. Don't let it show in front of the students. We have this thing where we have a debrief after every mentoring session that we do, and we talk to our coworkers and our supervisors, and we let them know like what we felt like we could have done better on, what we felt like we did well on, and then also just with the added on stress of we are college students trying to graduate. So when I leave school, it's actually a stress relief to go and talk to the students, because when they talk to me, it makes me think about different things like, oh, maybe I shouldn't stress about this. Maybe I shouldn't think about this as much as I'm thinking about it, because it's not that big of a deal when I'm talking to students who are going through trying times, and
it's like a real
pretty stressed, but
it's like an iron sharpening iron thing again. So, we come in and sometimes we're stressed, sometimes it's midterm. Right after homecoming, I was spooked. But, I go and speak to my students, and I help them, but they help me as well. When we put it all on the table, we all put it all on the table, because we realize students know when you're BSing. Students know when you're there to do a job and when you're there because you care. And we show that we care because we're vulnerable. We're honest with our students, and that's what makes us different from the school social worker or the teacher or, a parent. We're going to tell you exactly how it is. And
they're going to tell you exactly how it is too, but they'll tell you. That's what makes us a little, that's what makes us a little more, eager to go and talk to them, because they'll call you out. Like, why are you acting like that? What's wrong with you? And then they'll become a mentor to us for like 0.5 seconds. They realize what they have been taught or what we've been going through with them, that they'll try and play it back on us. Sometimes it works. Sometimes we just be like, no, let's get back on schedule. But it's just all in all, being honest. You just have to be honest with yourself, honest with the kids, and it makes it all fun, even when it's a little stressful.